Great. Just great. That's just great. Okay.
Who left Roberto alone with the microphone?
I feel guilty as I'm the one who gave him the audio. It's my fault. I didn't think he'd take it that direction. No, I tipped him off because they were being overly descriptive and his lunch stunk, and then Gator was describing his breakfast sandwich, and I'm like, let me send this over to Roberto, see what he can do with it. Kind of regret that decision as we sit here now at 2:02 on a Thursday afternoon.
It's like the text message you wish you could snatch out the air.
Jesus.
Cap, I knew that was a mistake.
All right. We'll quickly move along from that. So I wanted to start out with something loosely related to golf with the PGA Championship, and we'll get into the local teams momentarily. But we've got an Evan segment later in the day because there are some, I don't know what you would call rules, facts, interesting anecdotes with these country clubs that host the PGA Championship. And then Evan was talking with me the other day. I go, Evan, just stop right now. Package this up. This is a segment. This is fascinating. So we're going to do that later on. But I had something different. I read an article about Dustin Johnson. Went to the LIV Tour, but he plays the majors. He won $35 million last year with LIV. But he had a little bit of a back injury, humorous answer as to why he had the back injury involving picking up his wife, who's Paulina Gretzky, Wayne Gretzky's daughter. But it was more about, within the article I read, him giving her lessons on golf. And he has a golf simulator in his home. And I was like, man, that sounds like a nightmare. And I brought it up to Evan because Evan golfs competitively with his wife. They are both very good golfers. They are members of a club. They golf. They play tournaments. It's competitive. And I'm sitting here and I said, for the people, it's beautiful out. It's going to be beautiful. We're in a nice run of weather. Who the hell does competitive activities with their spouses? And I don't care. The gender means nothing. Whoever you're married to, I don't want to compete. Like I do. That is not where I want to be in my relationship. And Evan said it. He goes, oh, she hates my guts on the course. And I'm like, that sounds awful. David, you brought it up. You went, oh, hell no. I mean, Kenny, you didn't say anything because you were answering phone calls. But like,
no shot would that fly.
So you don't do competitive stuff with the missus?
No interest whatsoever.
But
that would get ugly.
But Rico took it a different direction. Unfortunately, his example was board games, and I don't think that qualifies.
I don't know, because a lot of board games get heated.
That's why no one plays them.
Just saying, throw down the wrong card in spades and see what happens.
But like, here's the other thing.
Like clear the house.
Dustin Johnson is a professional golfer. What's the last thing you'd want to do when you go home? Talk about golf, teach golf. I don't want any part of it. I mean, that'd be like, can you imagine? Like Rico goes home and like tries to teach the people in his life about radio. Oh, hell no. I want to know if the people who are out there, the golfers, I know we underserve you. I know we only talk about you with the majors or if there's a Tiger Woods issue. I know that. I know we give you great golf picks on Cash the Ticket, but I know we don't talk about your sport enough. On a beautiful day like this, are you actually in competitive warfare with your spouse on the golf course? That seems like a nightmare to me.
See, to me, I think for twofold reasons you would want to do this. For one, I'm not a golfer, but talking to most golfers, they want to golf 24/7. There's no such thing as I'm sick of golf. If Evan could play and do everything at work on a golf course, he would do that. So involving your wife now means I get extra time out there. She can't say, why aren't you home all the time? Because she's out there with you. The other reason, and maybe this is just me, but man, you could probably funnel a lot of vitriol that you have in the marriage out on the course.
But first of all, no, stop. That I'm not accepting.
No. I'm saying
you shouldn't have vitriol in your marriage.
I'm sorry, I hit you in the head.
No. Look, no couple is kumbaya all the time. So Yeah, you get a constructive way to work out your frustration.
You people are sick. Evan, I was speaking
I'm not
about
saying you. Not what David said.
I was speaking about you, Evan, and it was nothing disparaging, but I shared earlier, you said, we competitively golf. I brought up the Dustin Johnson, Paulina Gretzky thing.
Oh, yeah.
And you're competitive with your spouse.
I'm up on the year.
All right, but hold on. You've said it has a negative impact.
For those 4 hours, it could. Absolutely. I'm kind of smarmy with the way that I win. But having said that, last year, my Saturday and Sundays weren't as good because I kept losing. But it's what gets you better. It gets me better for golf. If I can perform in front of her under the highest of pressures, then I know I can when I'm playing against my friends. So I use it as a competitive deal, like just to make me better for these tournaments I like to play in.
But hold on. It is competitive with her.
Oh, absolutely. One of us leaves upset.
Take me through it. Give me an example of the most heated it's gotten with your wife on the golf course.
Like, I don't know. Well, we won't talk. There'll be that for a moment. And
Jeez.
riding in the car together, it's never fun.
I
Maybe
quit.
we should take caddies on those days.
See, this sounds horrible.
It's all in good fun. I mean, I was telling Rico, because he was talking about the board games earlier to me, and I said she won't play Uno with me anymore.
What are you,
That's off
6
the
years old?
I
Uno?
enjoy the game.
Mike, board games and card games,
It's a great game.
you will lose a friendship over a draw 4.
Yes.
Okay? You will lose a friendship.
Especially when you draw those cards. And I go
Especially
running
when
around the house.
When the person thinks they're about to win, like, well, I got one left. Pick up 4.
Uno this! And
Hold.
I'm running around. Dude, I'm a bad sport. Winning
Now,
and
hold
losing.
on, hold on. How mad has she gotten at you on the golf course? Give me an example.
Well, okay, so here's an example.
Without slandering
Golf is an
your lovely
individual
wife.
sport, but at the same time, you should be caring about your playing partner. And there's been plenty of times where I've only cared about my ball and driven past hers, or, you know, she hits from different tees than I do, and I just drive past those tees. I mean, there's situations like that that I become very, very selfish, and it's probably not the right way to go about it, but it doesn't make the round any better. So I've gotten better in that respect. I learned from my mistakes.
Can I ask you a critical question that has no smarm behind it?
Sure.
Do you wish you could have your golf time separate of your spouse?
No, because and I'm going to be in the minority here, is that she made me a lot better at golf. When we first got together, I beat her the first time that we were on the golf course. That was our first date, was on the golf course. I beat her that day, so I was feeling great. And I probably didn't beat her again for another year and a half. So
Did
it
she let
made
you win?
me get better.
Did she let you win?
She had to.
No, I played really, really well that first time. I was chipping in. It was like, I mean, the sun was shining down on me. But yeah, it doesn't always end positive, like maybe 5%. But we're
if
going to play
she-
Saturday.
See,
But
I
if
just kinda
she
figured-
didn't know how to play,
If she didn't know how to
would
play,
you take the role of Dustin Johnson with Paulina Gretzky and you would spend your free time teaching her? Or vice versa. If you didn't play, it'd be a nightmare for her to have to teach you. I don't want to do these types of things.
But see, I'm
this
thinking
is
that
all
a golfer,
hypothetical, right?
right? Hypothetically speaking, I figured that if you're a golfer, from what I hear, they want to be on the course at all times.
Well,
So
that's him.
if
So-
you're teaching, that's fine.
But my
because
point is,
Let
I
me give
like.
you a hypothetical. If
Okay.
she was my wife and she didn't know how to golf, I don't think we would be teaching her how to golf. But now when I first started dating her to advance whatever I was trying to get to, I would 100% be teaching her how to play.
Right, but this is wife.
It's
Look, the point I'm
probably
making
not,
is
but also
whether
at this
it
point,
is
she would
a
say,
longtime girlfriend or boyfriend.
it's hard that far in to all of a
That's
sudden
my
be
point.
like,
If it, like, I'm just making a point.
dude, he's been dating her for years and years and
Well,
years.
first
like,
of all, they're
why all of a
married
sudden?
and they have 2 children.
Yeah, well, why all of a sudden is she like, you know what, that thing you do,
Right.
I want to be part.
No, that's my point. The line is drawn. This is my stuff. This is your stuff. Everything else is our stuff. But there has to be fringe.
lines of delineation.
That's it. If 80% is our stuff, there's going to be 10% over here for me and 10% over here for you. And those lines do not cross. Period.
I also don't have any shame of losing to her when I play.
Bull.
There's
now,
no shame.
Now, hold on.
I admit it.
I've been
Otherwise, I'd be
very
like,
nice
I
to
win
you
every
to
time.
start this show. You do not speak that way when we speak about it.
It pisses me off.
And
yes.
I'm not going to say what
But
you
it's-
say, but
but
I'm
it's-
going to say that you just lied.
But it's not shameful. I'm not ashamed that I lost to her.
You get
But I am-
enraged. You say things that you can't take back.
Yeah, but it's not shame. It's pissed off because I didn't do good.
And
now, if she was,
Do you say things? He says them to you, not to her.
That's my point.
Oh,
and,
okay.
and I'm like, Evan,
I'm
come
still
on.
married, Rico. I don't go that far. She's
Wow.
a great gal.
Somebody get Roberto away from the button.
Fantastic. Get Roberto away from the board. Evan,
We'll have fun with who said it. Don't worry, I've got lines for Roberto.
what percentage of the listeners, because I'll throw this out to the people, what percentage of listeners have competitive activities with their spouse? Because I don't get you.
I'm going to say more than a third.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it's great, man. Who better to beat than the person you live with every single day?
And it
Wrong.
Yeah.
okay. As the marriage counselor of the group, David, I do think that you can kind of funnel aggression on the court, on the ice, whatever sport that you're playing.
I don't have any
That's-
aggression.
I didn't say you. It's kumbaya with you, but I'm saying from a lot of people, this is a kind of a positive way to channel the aggression.
Now, if I come into work with a black eye on Monday, take it that I won and I took it too far.
Is that a safe thing to say, David?
It is a safe thing to say. If that happens on Monday, Evan, I'm clapping when I see you.
Like,
Say,
whoa,
you had a great weekend,
Hope
didn't
it was
you?
worth it.
I want to know from the people. And it doesn't have to be golf. I'm using the example because of Dustin Johnson.
Well, like
and-
I said, Uno. Like, we can't play anymore.
Yeah, that's not what I'm going for.
Shuffleboard.
I think we're thinking about more competitive things. If you're competitive with Uno, you need a reality check.
Have you never? Oh, wow, you've never played Uno?
Dude, it gets crazy,
That's
man.
a game for children.
I'm going to
It is
bring it in
not.
tomorrow.
It's a
We're
game
going to
for
play.
everyone.
Should we play a little Uno before the show tomorrow?
Mike,
Do it.
I promise you, it's not.
All right, hold on. Let me throw the number. You want to hang out?
I'll come back.
All right, 248-539-9797.